Good afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Good to see a number of you back in the room, of course, and to those joining us remotely. We'll do a hybrid approach where we'll take questions from the screen and also from the room. I'll try and direct as best I can. If the guys in the room can obviously physically raise their hands or pass the microphone amongst themselves, and if those on the Zoom can please ensure that they use the raise hand function. We'll start with Simon Stone, please, BBC.
Hi, Pep. Probably speak for everybody when I say it's good to be back and good to see you,
of course,
face to face. What is your view ahead of this game against West Ham, having played so well against Paris Saint-Germain in midweek? Do you feel as though your team is reaching the highest level of the season so far?
Well, as a different competition, but we are incredibly happy and delighted to be in the last 16 in the Champions League. In this part of the season, is not to be far away from the top of the league in the Premier League, and especially go through in the group stage. And every time group stage is more difficult for everyone. And now allow us to be completely focused in the Premier League. In the last previous season, always we were focused in the Carabao Cup, but now we are out, so just Premier League until, I would say, January start the Cup, FA Cup, but especially February there. And we know the Premier League, what does it mean? The 4 Premier League teams are in the last 16 and doing incredible group stage, all of them, and that. So, and we know which team are going to face. They have doing incredible well this season. Last season, I think, last season at home was the game like we deserved to don't win the game was against West Ham when we play here. They were much better. We won for 2 actions, but they were better than us. And last season qualifying in the Europa League. Now look what happened in the Europa League this season, have done, and in the Premier League as well. So we know how difficult it will be, but at the same time it's a new challenge, a new opportunity to show ourselves we can be consistent in our performance. And yeah, we are going to try.
It was about this time last season that you started to go on that really, really long run that took you to the title. It's probably not easy to predict that your team's going to win 15, 16, 17 games in a row, but do you feel as though you're in the same space, in the same position in your minds that you can generate that momentum?
Listen, I am so... I had the feeling as a manager, like before the game, never count what we have done 3 days ago is going to happen tomorrow. I face the teams in a completely different way, in terms of like, is a new opponent and never. I would like to predict you are going to win incredible run of games. It's impossible. I cannot assure you. So I don't know what's going to happen. Not even on Sunday at 2 p.m. against West Ham. So what I want is the team still consistent, satisfied, congratulate ourselves what we have done in this group stage, playing incredible well all games, and now continue our rhythm. And we lost in penalties against West Ham. We know all the players, I think they know exactly how strong they are, and that's what we have to do. And after, next one in Aston Villa, and after next one against Watford away, 2 games away, and continue in that way. And after, depends on our performance, we'll dictate how we are.
We'll go to James Cole from Sky on the screen, please.
Hi Pep, what's your injury news ahead of the weekend? Is it Phil Foden or Jack Grealish likely to be fit?
They are training individual. They are much better, especially Phil. But right now, I don't know. Today is day off. Tomorrow we train in the morning. We will see how they feel. We don't take risk. But hopefully they come back soon. So last game against Paris Saint-Germain, we were 70 players, 15 the first team. McAtee, James and Cole Palmer help us. So just 15 players. In this amount of games, we need, as soon as possible, they can come back to help us.
It's been a turbulent week for your Manchester rivals, but it looks like they found a short-term boss with Ralph Rangnick set to be appointed. I just wonder what you made of that news. Are you expecting a different United under him?
Is it confirmed? No. No confirmed. Speculations.
Do you know much about him?
Personally, no. I spoke once in my lifetime by phone. I never met him, but I know he make an incredible job in organization Leipzig, Red Bull Salzburg, and yeah, I have a big experience in Germany. Is incredible, well known. But personally, I didn't met him.
Lars Konecka could be his assistant. You know him, though. You worked with him at Bayern. Could you give
Who?
potentially that give you an insight into how they would play?
Could you repeat the second name? Sorry, James. I heard Lars, but I didn't catch the second name.
Lars Konecka. Okay. But do you think United?
Listen, I can listen. The last 10 days maybe was 20 names about possible manager for Man United. So I cannot speak for each one. We'll take maybe this afternoon. We have to take a nap. So we'll spend 3 hours to answer all the possible candidates to be Man United. So when the moment will be appointed, in that moment, if you ask me the opinion, I will my answer. So now, I don't know. Now Michael Carrick is a manager for Man United, and that is the only I'm concerned.
Go to Mickey Gray at TalkSport on the screen, please.
Hi, Pep. Pep, with your team playing so well at the moment, how difficult is it for you around the Christmas period for the players that are not playing regular? How difficult is it to keep those players happy?
They are happy. There's no secret for that. So they want to play, and sometimes I don't allow them, but they have to fight. I know them quite well. It's 6 seasons. It helps a lot to know the people perfectly. They know me, we know them, so it's not a problem. They are exceptional, nice guys. I know they are sad, but always there is a line that cannot be crossed, and they don't cross them. So this is important thing. So we have to continue to have a good environment inside. Always it was like this, and I completely understand. I was a football player, and I was not playing. I was not happy, so I understand completely. But in the same time, the way they train, the way they have the minutes to play, and the season is too long, and everyone is going to play. So Alex didn't play much the last games, and in the decisive game for us, he played. And he played really well in a position that maybe is not natural with us, but maybe with national team is more common. And I'm not going to speak for Fernandinho, for example, to put an example, how he's incredible professional, and now he's not playing because Rodri is playing in incredible high standards. But Dino will be so important. He has to prepare himself because we will need him like we need him last season. So this is not a problem.
What's the Dave McDonald in the room, please?
Hi, Pep. Raheem didn't score, I think, for 12 games. He's now scored in his last three games for you. What do you put that down to? Is it a confidence thing? Do you think he's just sharper in front of goal? As his manager, how do you see that return to scoring for him?
I'm so glad for him. Help us. That's for sure. But of course, he will fight to do it better and better and better. So it's important for the strikers, for the wingers. Always Raheem playing the both sides, score a lot of goals for us, a lot of assists. He was decisive and completely decisive. What we have done in the last years, and of course, score goals give a lot of confidence for this type of guys. But still, he knows he can do better and be aggressive and win duels 1 against 1 and arrive in the final third. But this is the first step, of course, to come back is the best form.
And do you think he can get close to those 20 goals a season that he had in previous seasons?
Listen, like how many wins we have to win in a row. That's a big mistake. He had to put the pressure how many goals scores. The next game, play good and try to score goal, make an assist, that's all. And try to, with his mates, win the game. The numbers today is the stats and numbers, the individual prices, individual awards. That is contaminate what does it mean a team, a group. And the group is everyone, and everyone make a contribution, offensive, defensively, for the team winning games. And after, at the end of the season, see how many goals to score, how many clean sheets have done, how many good save have done. This kind of things, it depends on the performance and every day. And Raheem has to play like he knows, he can do it, and the rest will come along.
Let's go to Andy above you, please, Dave. You pass the mic.
Hi, Pep. Have you been able to speak to Kevin at all in the last few days? And if so, how is he feeling? Has he been ill at all, or is
a
he
little bit tired? No taste. The symptoms that the people say when got the COVID, he feel it, but now it's already 7 or 8 days, yeah, already, I think so. So a few more days there, we're going to make the PCR 1 or 2 tests, and if it's negative, he will be back.
Okay, thank you.
You just come down to Fred, please, Andy, if you pass it through there.
Hi, Pep.
Hey.
I'm sorry for a bit of an off-topic question, but tomorrow we have the Copa Libertadores final in South America. Are you aware of that?
A little bit, yeah. I know the River Plate won the Argentina League, so congratulations River Plate and Marcelo Gallardo again for another title. And I know, yeah, Libertadores, of course, is the Champions League final in Europe, no?
I just asked that because in South America we have the impression that people in Europe don't pay too much attention to that competition. But we have 2 Brazilian clubs in the final, Flamengo and Palmeiras.
I would say, of course, I pay attention, but you know, we have a lot of games here in Europe. Every 3 days we have a game, and we don't pay attention because it's too late when they play, and it's too exhausted, our job, you know, except international break, play the Libertadores final, I will be there. Maybe I travel to Brazil to watch it. But it's not the case. So, but of course, I know how important is Libertadores. I felt it when we play the World Cup finals, and the club finals in Abu Dhabi and Marrakesh. I know how important it is for South America the World Cup final. It means because the Libertadores is important. Of course, it is.
But just to finish, BBC is going to show it tomorrow evening. Any chance of you watching it?
What time tomorrow?
8 p.m.
Oh, it's a good time. Yeah, watch it.
Maybe.
If West Ham everything is sorted, it's okay. If don't, well, maybe I take a look. Yeah, thank you for the info.
Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
Hey, Pep. Just going back to Sterling, have you noticed a change in his performances this season or his attitude? Away from the goals, obviously he scored.
Attitudes always have been good. And always I said to players, demand yourself as much as possible, but don't put a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So in a career football player, it's not all the time, maybe 10. You have highs and lows. So the important is the lows don't be too lows. And sometimes happen because they're going really well, they want to perform well, they want to achieve the stats has done in the past. So we won Premier Leagues. I'm not leaving thinking I have to win the Premier League, yes or yes. I want to live good. Live good is I make responsibility. I know every player knows it, but at the same time, relax. So do your best, perform your maximum, demand yourself, but not depends on absolutely you had success, the team, organization like Man City. Your contribution has to do your best, but there are many reasons. So be outside on the pitch when the manager gives you the opportunity to play and do your best. That's all. The rest, your mates, the managers, the staff, backroom staff, our fans will help you. Raheem and everyone. So that's all. But when you see the team, the guy is playing bad, nothing is a problem, but it's not the case. We have lucky that every player gives everything, in every training session and in the games. It just take a look, how we run, how we fight, how we try to do good games. And that, it's enough.
Do you think with players, and there's quite a few in your squad that have performed consistently well for so long at that level, do you think that sometimes they find it difficult themselves when they drop off slightly? Difficult to kind of contend with?
When that happens, you have to come back to the basics. They have to know when at this level, drop a little bit, it's normal. This crazy calendar and every season, more games, that they don't have time to rest. So these guys, English players go to the finals for the European Cup in 2 or 3 weeks and come back again and play immediately the Community Shield against Tottenham and the Spurs. So sometimes the guys are tired here, you have to understand, especially the talent players. You cannot imagine how difficult it is for the talent players every 3 days be creative in the actions. It's so difficult. For the guys, it's just physical. They don't have to think, run. It's easy one. But these guys have to dribble and be creative, the sense of opportunity. So demanding, and sometimes a little bit low. Come back to the basics. What is your quality? Sometimes you help to the team just doing defensive works, and step by step, basics what you have to do will be enough. And after the confidence come back, the team winning, and you come back who you are. So when one player one player don't play good, I don't doubt about now they don't have the skills. I'm going to tell now Raheem or in other players they don't have the quality to do what they have done when they have done the last 4, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years of his career. No, it's the same guy. Sometimes come back to the basics. Do what you have to do, and step by step you will come back.
Dan, please. At the top.
Hi Pep,
Hi.
I know we talk a lot about the striker this season, and after some games we say, oh, you don't need a striker, and some games, you do. But we don't talk so much about how the team plays, without a reference point like Sergio. And thinking about the big games this season, Chelsea, PSG, Liverpool, United, and the Champions League games last season, playing without a striker, it seems to give you more control and more qualities that you maybe can't get with a striker. So how do you actually analyse that at the moment? Are you extra happy with how it's going without a striker? Is it a better way of playing, perhaps?
No, we can play good with the striker as well. So, but imagine one player, you put a striker, for example, Sergio, or doesn't matter, Gabriel, and in the one action, for example, drop a little bit to take the ball. We are playing without a striker in that moment. So the striker movement, and sometimes we need drop strikers for the movements the opponents defend. But the lately, for example, against Everton, like Cole Palmer played like a false striker, and in that moment we realized during the first half we don't need a false striker. We need movement more in behind, and we solve it in the half time. So, but every player can play with Bernardo, play a striker, and play more up. It's a striker, because it's a sense. Of no, it's a typical tall, and we don't have. Not even with Sergio was here. It's not tall for the header, but in the same time we are a team like we have to play in the certain rhythm. And with a certain rhythm, sometimes we need some players in a position that help us to play in this rhythm. But some games we need more guys go in there in the box. And Gabriel, look what happened. Gabriel, you know that? And the cross was there. The cross from Riyad was Bernardo, was Gabriel, and was Raj there to score a goal. And sometimes they are there more often, sometimes arrive in the right moment. It depends on the quality of the players. But we cannot deny that playing with a player type like Bernardo or Cole or I would say, I don't know, typical players, midfield players, that we feel comfortable. We cannot deny.
Is it similar with the wingers as well? Because maybe a couple of years ago there was Sane, and obviously Mahrez played an awful lot towards the end of last season, but not so much in the Premier League now. In certain games, do you need the wingers to be perhaps more like extra midfielders? So Grealish perhaps is like another midfielder, as well as the number 9 could be Cole Palmer. That's another midfielder. Do some games they give you more control and less dribbles, less decisive actions? Is that similar?
I would say for our period here, 5-6 seasons here, we can negotiate many things, but the fact for the wingers, I don't negotiate much. So normally the people attack with the fullbacks wide, we attack with the wingers wide. So I like that. I don't know why, don't tell me why. I love it when the winger had the ball, it just with the fullbacks and tried to dribble and arrive to the byline. I like it. Since I was a teenager football player, I like it. So I think for the fact Jack in Aston Villa maybe will have a little bit more freedom, but play wider. And I think the quality for Riyad, for Raj, for Ivan Cole, Gabriel likes to play that. I think suit perfect for them. So like Leroy before when he was with us, with Jesus Navas was with us. I think we like to play with the players playing that position. That is, I would say, with the false 9 striker or attacking midfielders or fullbacks wide. The wingers I like to play there in that positions. I like it.
So in terms of the positions, but they're still doing the same thing. They're still dribbling at people, trying to create chances, because sometimes it seems they're trying to create space for Cancelo to do that instead.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's different, sometimes it's like it always was.
Yeah, but sometimes Kyle, the first goal against PSG, it was a winger, isn't it? So an attack there, no, fullbacks inside. No, sometimes inside, sometimes outside. It depends on the demanding. So I'm not there in a command like say go right, go left. So they decide and they have a patterns, but from there they have to play. And I love when they take decisions because they feel it and they smell it. They get dangerous, and we score a goal because the pass from Joao was inside in that action. Raj was wide. The Riyad was more inside. And Kyle attacked from behind, more wider, and we scored a goal. So I'm not a guy all the time you have to be here. No, they play. You don't play, I don't play. they play, and they take the decisions the best, and it depends of the situation.
Guys, we'll set the embargo for 10:30 on Saturday evening. I think all